It's something hardware, cause like yes, it gives me like error codes and everything, but like I access the content and everything. It's just getting the system to like put these two and two together. There we go. Alrighty. So here's J and Dio once again, coming at you an hour past 5.
What is this, fucking 6 o'clock power hour?
It's it's your evening dose of happiness and glee. I don't know. And apparently sexism.
Yep. Blatant sexism.
Unintentional sexism.
No, it was pretty blatant on your side, man. That was a pretty definite from you. Welcome to Controversial Opinions Hour with your host Dio and the non-associated third party Jay.
Hey, whatever I say, you're in on. You're bound to me from this point on. Remember that contract?
Nope.
Oh man.
He's just spouting lies to try and save his own ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be saying too.
Yep. Alright.
Change the stream title. Still need to take Commander Root off of the loyalty leaderboard. I told you the whole schmick about that one, right?
It's a bot.
Yeah. It's like a bot that just keeps the high scores of, like, I don't even remember what game it was, but... Alrighty. You can see me, right?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. Well, let's continue, shall we?
Yep, so where did we leave off last time?
We were talking to Smiley, and,
You
yeah,
were
we had just
approving
gotten the evidence.
certain cultures.
Giving my, 2 and 2 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, just for the occasion. New Cola Girl today.
Yeah. You ready for Valentine's Day?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not doing anything for Valentine's, so it's like I'm working for Valentine's, so I guess not in the least bit.
Oh, come on. You gotta have something exciting planned for Valentine's Day.
Eh.
You're young. Really all I can say.
Like that's all I got going for me. You're young, I guess. Some lady might be into you. Maybe.
Possibly.
They're half blind.
I mean, if she's blind, deaf, paralyzed from the neck down.
Has no affinity for having a rich dude.
No higher brain function.
Okay, now you're just getting a little deep. Do you not know the meaning of love?
No, I don't.
Love knows no prejudice, or I don't know.
I'm old and jaded. You're young and stupid. Keep believing in it.
Pretty much, pretty much. Not saying I do by any means. It's just a very, like, it's a 0.1% chance thing, but you know.
Sure.
Okay, 0.01%.
So we're heading back to the office, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Kind of taking the roundabout way, but... I feel like I'm walking in circles too.
Yeah, because everywhere looks exactly the fucking same here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I went up some stairs.
So you're
Yeah,
obviously
go through
going the
vent.
right way.
There we go.
Isn't there a way for you to like highlight your mission?
I thought I did. Glad you brought that to my attention.
Brilliant job, Dio. Brilliant.
Well, for some reason it wasn't putting it on the map, like it did on the travel map, but that's it. Saunter right onto that train. I just realized how much, like, swagger Adam Jensen has.
Yeah, he really does swing his weight around, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he just doesn't know. He's still not used to how to walk. The weight on both of his arms is messing with his equilibrium.
I feel like that'd be like a subroutine that you could put into your Augs, just like, you know, how they kind of fall into movement, you know?
He's not exactly, or you think it's swagger, but in actuality he's just stumbling around. If you take the arms off, he doesn't know how to operate.
It's called two limps.
Yep.
What the hell did you do, Jensen?
I killed everybody.
So is he pretty much just a head and a torso at this point? Because I'm pretty sure his legs are augmented as well, aren't they?
Yeah, well, for one thing, we can go into the Augs menu and see, you know, at least his feet are... Oh, leg prosthesis, so yeah, his whole leg.
Now I'm ordering you to see our psychologist. Ozen's
Yeah.
in the office waiting for you.
Oh, so we get to talk with Crimson, the psychologist.
We'll do it fast. Because Cheng found some new legal
Don't be
case.
ridiculous, this is actually an approved
Cam
psychologist.
footage fingering arc. It's gonna put you inside Gollum City.
Crimson's just a secondary for now.
You mean unlicensed or something like that? I don't know how that stuff works.
Adam, I finally decrypted the audio off.
He's not a psychologist, he's a
Cold, man. You gotta
mindologist.
hear it.
I have my hands full right now.
He's a psychist.
Tell me where you
Well,
want
you
me
know
to
about
come
that
back
shit,
in.
right?
There's an
About how
old
some
clinic
people
in the
walk
Daphne
around with
district.
unprotected
It closed
terms
down.
and try to
Nobody
use
goes there anymore. I'll be
try to
inside.
use them to pass themselves off as someone with credit or with credibility.
Okay. You mean like titles and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Let me ask you an important question, Dio.
Hmm.
Who would you trust? If you were going to lose weight, would you read a book from a dietitian or from a nutritionist?
Nutritionist.
Nope.
Okay. Good to know.
Nutritionist isn't a legally protected term. Anybody can call themselves a nutritionist.
Mm-hmm.
Dietitian is the actual legally protected term.
Okay. Well, good to know.
Hey, how's it going? Do you have the
Yeah.
scan?
Yeah,
That's why you
right.
see on like all
You're a
the
lifesaver,
grocery
Adam.
store stands, you know, it's
Seriously,
nutritionist
Miller was in a
approved all the
foul mood when he
time.
left here. I don't need to give
Yep,
another excuse.
because they
Okay.
can say that and then...
Left.
Not have any legal binding.
Didn't ask. Didn't
Yep.
think he wanted
That's
to
why
know.
I can say that
State police
Jay
association.
is the #1 leading nutritionist in America
They shot
and not have any serious repercussions.
Oh.
You guys should totally start eating breakfast with nitrous cyanide as well as iron
scan?
to help you lose weight.
Oh, that. I have no idea.
Oh man.
You told me you found
This is
something.
coming from the world's leading
I knew
nutritionist.
what it was, Adam. I said it was something that totally blows the case wide open.
And then
You
we're
are not
responsible
buying this
for
whole arc
52
here.
deaths.
I believe what the evidence
Nope,
tells
not
me.
responsible.
This PSD has
They
only
can't claim
exposed
legality on me because I'm
explosive
a nutritionist. I'm not legally protected.
clothing.
I can't tell them that it's bad nutritional advice.
Yeah.
They just chose to listen to some random wacko on the internet.
Sift through the data.
This is true,
And I've
this is
seen
true.
Sonia later to apologize for any issues I may have caused with the state police. Plus, I do
Can you
have
live
other
with
cases
the
to work on
conscience
too, Adam.
of like
I'll
killing
let you
53
know
people
if
from
I
just
win.
spouting random bullshit?
find something.
Does that matter to you?
If it makes me money, yes.
Say where your
I am a
values lie.
cold-hearted bitch.
I can tell. Damn.
It's like that. It's like I would be the worst person to ever be given the box.
Mm-hmm. The box.
Did you ever? Did you? You never saw that movie?
I guess
Adam,
not.
I'm
I can't remember what the actual name of it was, but it's like these people get approached with a button and tell them that if they press it, they'll gain $5 million, but in return, someone in the world will die.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I do know about that thought experiment, but...
No, that was sympathy.
Yeah,
This
and it's
is
like,
a standard agent health
that would be
intervention
such a
to
stupid
determine
decision to
combat
make. I mean, it's like, it's
You know,
one
I got
person
this
in a
with
billion. Yeah, that
Mhm.
person has like a family and friends and everything, but at the same time, it's just one person. That doesn't really outweigh the odds.
Yeah.
Now, it would be a little bit more if it was like someone close to you or the person you love the most will die.
But that is a very, very
Regardless.
unlucky lottery.
Hmm. But either way, I'd still press the button. But like, there has to be a bigger risk for it, you know?
Yeah.
To make you not want to press the button.
Well, it wouldn't help in my situation because I'm a very
been
big
looking over
subscriber to
your
like pessimistic
very
philosophy.
interesting
So,
history.
you know, it's
Mind if we
like
take a trip down memory lane?
even if it
Is
is
this gonna take
some like very important person or something, you're putting them out of
It
their
says here
misery,
that you
you
were a
know?
Detroit SWAT.
Like,
Yeah.
yes, you're
2016
preventing everything
Seraphin
good that could happen to
Security
them,
Division.
but you're also
David
preventing
Seraph was at the
everything
center of
bad that
America's
could completely
augmentation
screw them up. So it's like, you know,
Gotta look at the positives.
yeah.
David Saraf always attracted a lot of controversy.
Nah, but for me,
Yes,
I don't know.
I've seen some of his interviews. A firm
it's like,
believer
yeah,
in
the world
human
matters,
contact.
and if
I
there,
wonder if
if
the incident
it's
changed
like
your
the
view.
same thing, it's the same thing as like that test where it's what is it?
You were
Like there's two
there
things on the
in
track,
Ontario
or there's
when
two
the incident
tracks and a
happened?
train,
The trolley
and
problem.
on one side there's like, yeah, like that one, and it's like I would press the button for to kill the one person any day. I mean, yeah, it's one person that I really care about, and yeah, I would be sad to see them die.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's like the 5 people. If I remember correctly, it was like 5 leading scientists or something like that, or it could have just been like 5 random people. Even then, it's still like 1 over 5. So killing just one person to save 5 people, even if I don't know the 5 people, but I know the one person, I'd still kill the one person, because more likely than not, they'd want me to do it too. Because people I have, for some reason, every single friend I have has fucking bleeding hearts.
Everything changed that day.
I don't
They
know.
And
dragged
no
you
sense of
out the ocean
self-preservation.
and into a world
Yeah.
that hates and fears
I mean,
people
I-
like you, which
Including
actually
me, I
leads
think
us to
that's like the entirety of our friend group. Is
So
everybody's
far,
just like,
no one's claimed
eh.
responsibility for the attack at Rosita.
push it.
But with the human restoration vote
Yeah,
coming,
we're the fucking,
well,
we're the
it's nice that
generation of
squad has
fucking,
become a symbol of legalized augmented oppression.
I don't even know what it's called. Not even existentialism, it's just like the generation of meh.
Yeah.
Most of the world thinks of this terrible.
Well, see, that's where I'm a bit more selfish
If it
because,
turns out
like,
they
I
are
feel like I
guilty,
would have to,
being
like,
augmented yourself,
not have to, but if I knew the details, like it was one important person to me, or it was just like 5 randos, just bulldoze the 5 randos because they mean nothing to me and my, you know, collective consciousness. So, you know, it's my job.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm always the person in the conservation of numbers more than anything.
Yeah. See, mine's quality over quantity in most
hope
things.
that you
So,
Listen.
And see,
Adam, I know
I'm
this
usually
conversation
quality over
is a
quantity.
pretty major
Yeah.
pain in the ass. I really do
that's
appreciate you taking the time to
exactly
talk
what
to
I
me
just
today.
said.
Or no, quantity over
Quantity over
quality.
quality.
You mean I had a choice?
No.
Because it's like, I'm the kind of person that I will
Let the
buy
director know that I'm officially
like
clearing you for the future.
10
Well,
things of
probably
hot
best
dogs
that I get back to work, Doc.
rather than
I'll see
buy
you
like
later.
1 thing of steak
Yeah.
for the same price. Because it's like, the hot dogs will last me longer.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like that, you know, quality over quantity doesn't always work, like in situations like that. But you know, that is interesting to hear that we're actually like on whole opposite sides of the deal, because that's one thing that drove my ex crazy. Is she was like you, and you know, it's just like, oh, get the cheapy Walmart brand. Oh, just get, you know, whatever's cheapest. I'm like, no, I'd rather have something quality that I'm gonna like spend $4 or $5 more bucks on, and it lasts me like, you know, a year or two, rather than buy one every 3 months. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just me personally,
Well-
but
Buildings front company.
At the same time, the cheapo brands, you can buy them in mass quantity and not really have to worry about it too much.
yeah, but why not buy
Like I
like
said-
one quality thing and then have it last you for like a couple years, depending on what it is?
You think someone's figured
because
out
it's probably not going to last you a couple of years, and more likely than not, the reason why it's so expensive is pretty much just because of a brand name, anyways.
That is very true.
Like if you have the new gen iPhone and the new gen Android, which one is going to cost more?
Yeah. Of course.
And which one is going to be better?
You have any leads?
Well,
I traced our hacker
let's not get into
to
that
unregistered
debate.
hub.
Holy
Top
shit.
secret.
You want to start a holy war.
This guy
That's how
walks
you
by
start a
us
holy
every
war.
single day.
Apple is obviously better than Android could ever hope to be, and you know it.
Kidding.
See? You feel it now. The constant buried alive feeling.
Just tear down this PlayStation.
But no. You get what I'm saying, though. It's like a brand is a brand. You're paying for pretty much the exact same shit. It's like going back to the whole hot dogs thing. Hot dogs are manufactured in pretty much the exact same way. The only difference is like some of the minor base components of them. I would much rather buy like the 99-cent Bar S rather than buy like the $2 Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah, I feel you.
You didn't get held up at a checkpoint or
Well,
something.
riddle
did
me
you?
this,
I'm inside
Mr.
the clinic
Biology.
waiting for
Sorry,
Do you
Alex,
buy
I'll
into
be
the
there
whole
soon as I
like
can.
Hope you're not
organic,
losing sight of
no
what's important
gluten
here.
thing is
Sorry,
better
this
for
place
you,
just
or
brings
you
back
just
memories.
like,
Don't take too long.
just eat whatever you want, pretty much? Like, I know you're not
I'm a
very health
biologist, not a
inclined, but
nutritionist. But
well, hearing you're slinging out, cyanide for breakfast.
as far as I fucking care, it's like gluten is something that people have been eating for fucking generations. By this time, if we do take like Darwin's theory of adaptation into play, then more likely than not, we've already developed an ability to be able to digest it. It's like with the whole lactose intolerance thing. You know that people who are lactose intolerant are actually technically a previous version of human? Because
How
humans,
so?
once they get past a certain stage of growth, they're not supposed to be able to digest some of the bigger enzymes that are inside of milk, which causes lactose intolerance. But there's a mutagen that happened in the DNA that made it so that people were able to drink milk past the adult phase and not have to suffer any of the indigestion or the diarrheal issues. So,
Interesting. So you're saying the ones that can drink milk easily are like byproducts of a mutation?
they're the quote-unquote newer human, and to an extension, a minor proof that Darwinism exists.
Miller's been giving me some
If I
money,
remember correctly, there was
not
something in
much.
the roof of
I
this
did
building as
survive
well
that
that you might want to take a look at.
Okay.
You and me both.
But
God, sometimes
But
I
yeah,
hate
so
the
I mean,
city.
gluten is something that's pretty much just up in the air for people. Like, some people can be healthy and eat gluten and have like that digestive enzyme that would let them be able to digest it. But there are some people that would be sensitive to gluten and therefore would be much better off not eating it. So it's all basically just looking at it from person to person.
So another
Looking
thing
at their
in
own-
biology, just look at individual cases and discern it from there.
Why do you
I
think
hate
medicine is so
biology.
difficult to make?
Yes, this is why I will never be a biologist, that's for sure as hell. Or any sort of medical professional.
Mr. fucking coding over here doesn't want to go into the fine tooths of combing individual humans.
See, I like, systems. Like, the closest I would go into, like, a biological field is, like, botany
The human
or
body
something.
is a system, dude.
Yeah, but it's, like, got so... It's so sporadic and uncontrollable, and it changes by itself. Like, a code, or, like...
How long does it take for technology to become obsolete?
About...
Complex? You're not gonna like it there. It was built by
Okay.
the Santo Group
I,
as temporary
I,
housing.
I know where you're going with this,
Prove
but
it.
the
Fuck
thing
it.
is, it doesn't self-correct yet. If it had the advantage of biology where it, corrects itself and everything over time, then,
We need to play this smart, Alex.
do you know where I'm going with this? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, since it doesn't actually change, you prefer the stagnacity of technology and being able to manipulate exactly how it controls. You don't want to look into exactly why it can be, or why it can do what it does.
Because, like, tech changes to our specifications, while biology just takes all these outside stimuli and, just pushes out whatever answer thinks is right, or whatever chance happening comes along.
So in other words, you don't don't care about
So,
discovery,
what
you
does that
pretty
have to
much
do
just
with
care about
boyfriend
results.
them for
I like
breaking-
management.
They want them to
I
look
like to
like terrorists.
micromanage, I guess, is what this is
You like
boiling down
results.
to. Yeah.
You like
See
results.
what the collective
See, I'm a
can
fan. I'm more.
If the
I've
Florida's
always been more of a
conspiracy
fan
breaking
of being
would be
able
the
to like
direct
discover new shit,
What are you gonna
like
do?
figure out why something happens and how
first
something
find
happens, and what the
investigation,
possibilities
find
of
out who really
doing
bombed the
other
station.
things as a result are.
I'll let you know when I turn up.
So that's why I've always had more of an interest in biology than I have in technology and that kind of stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still relatively interesting to learn how a computer works.
Meet me at
But the
Kopecky
issue
Comic
is
Shop.
that whenever it
Get
comes to
pilots en
computers,
route.
it's like
I'll brief you there.
computers are only so good for now, and once they're that good, you know how good they are, and you know how they work. And then next year, you increase that with, like, say, something small, but nothing ever really like huge and major. The breakthroughs in technology are minor, but they're pretty successive. Like, it's what, 18 months is how long it takes for technology to become twice as fast or half the size or something like that.
I forget the constant, but yeah, it's something like that.
But
Computational
it's like with
constant.
biology, there's still shit in biology, like some of the most basic of shit that we haven't figured out. Like, I think it was only just recently we managed to actually code the human genome.
Yeah, that was like back in the 80s or 90s.
That's still pretty recent considering medical science. And
Oh, yeah.
if you bring in pharmaceutical science, it takes, like, I think somewhere around the process of like 10 to 15 years for a new medicine to get approved. So pretty much all the medicine that we're looking at now has been in development since to the early 2000s. All the new medicine that comes out.
Okay. Yeah, I do
But
remember.
there's also... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it. Funnily enough, how I learned about that was, you know, Michael Crichton that wrote the Jurassic Park series and all that jazz. He wrote a book called Next, which was basically all about being able to isolate genomes and stuff and being able to sell them on the market and all that jazz. And it actually had a section about, you know, how it takes like 15 to 20 years for anything to pass FDA tests and actually get into the market. So there could be a cure for cancer, but you're not going to know for 20 years, you know.
We're just waiting for the cane.
Well, it's because it's so volatile and necessary to the human growth for as far as medicine is concerned.
Yeah, you don't want a health crisis just because you pushed a drug in 2 weeks.
Push a drug, hell, even in 5 years, and made it easily accessible to the public, where anybody with $5 can buy it.
Got an ID?
Something like that can cause like total. That's why they throw out all those different health risks whenever they throw out a new or put out a new
That's a stretch.
Medication?
a new medicine. Yeah, it's like symptoms include vomiting, disease, and stuff like that. Those are the symptoms that made it through the process. Think about the kind of symptoms that could have come out if they hadn't have done as extensive testing. Yeah, but it's also really interesting because it's like we have pretty much the utilities to make every medicine known to man and cure every disease. We just have to figure out how to put them together like a giant puzzle piece. But there are some things that we can't actually mess with right now because like I said, it varies from person to person.
Agent Jensen was just agreeing.
Like take for example, are you familiar with the term aphrodisiac?
Should be easy enough.
I am, but enlighten me on what it means again, just for sake of
We just need to
conversation.
talk to him on
For basically what it is, it's a
getting into Gollum isn't the problem. Reaching Rucker
it's basically like a pheromone enhancer or like a sexual stimulant, something that helps you feel something that helps you feel either more aroused or more love or something or things similar to that.
blackmail would be more apt. Go public with evidence of a humanitarian.
It's basically, but see, interestingly enough, the love is purely something that's chemical, something that's formed in the brain and released to the body, much like hormones or much like different types of
He stays quiet. I guarantee
different types of
safety
things,
for himself and his
other types of bodily functions that are necessary. And
So how do I get in?
the only things you need for love are dopamine, serotonin, and oxycontin. Or oxytocin, excuse me, not oxycontin.
I was like,
But see, the interesting thing is that these three chemicals are very easy to manufacture and very cheap to manufacture at the same time. But there is not a single aphrodisiac or sex stimulant or pheromone enhancer out there that has any of these chemicals in it at all. And the reason is because if you overdose on even one of these chemicals, it can cause severe mental disabilities, such as schizophrenia and pure-out insanity.
That was one thing that turned up another Crichton book that I've read, The Terminal Man. There's a section in it where they talk about, you know, the like experiments on rats mainly, but like not yet. I want to do some of the side missions, but
All right, go on.
where's it going with that? Oh yeah, that whole, I don't know, fear of, you know, making like pleasure tech more or less, like especially, you know, stuff that's directly integrated with our neurology and everything, because like, you know, every time you do that with rats or like apes or any sort of similar animal, it will just go be completely obsessed with nothing but pushing that button until, like, say, you know, if it
starves
is
to death or it dies.
Yeah, if it is like, say, electric stimuli or something, sometimes it even like electrocutes itself. So, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I find interesting, because it's like, yeah, these things are very essential to, like, dopamine itself is the chemical that you produce whenever you're happy or whenever you're feeling joy. It's not necessarily associated with love unless it's coupled with serotonin and oxytocin. But it's like, it's finding the balance between these three different chemicals that makes that makes it such an interesting venture. That's the reason why psychology and pharmaceutical medication are so closely interlinked, is because the brain isn't necessarily, like, quote-unquote broken. It's more of the fact that it's not firing off everything that it should. That's the reason why people have medication. They're like supplementary pills for specific things, and that's why it takes so long for you to be able to find, like, the right dosage. And why whenever people first get onto meds, they always seem like a little bit different before they mess around with the dosage a little bit and even them back out. And also the reason why people are reluctant to be put on medication, because if they get put on medication, there could be an issue with dependence, and also an issue with their body just simply not producing what they should.
Because it's
as
already
much as
getting
they
it
should,
from an
kind of.
external source.
Yeah, a lot like steroids. But yeah, it's all just a game of figuring out, like, exactly how to do things in what way, and basically just like messing with the scales and seeing if tipping them one way or another is going to make people healthy or kill them. And that's what makes pharmaceutical science interesting. And I mean, that's even without talking about, like, all the things that make like biology as a whole, and anatomy and human sociology as a whole even more interesting than it really should be to the normal person, at least to me.
Yeah, I understand that. But well, all that being said, are you an advocate of free will, or do you think we're just, you know, drones powered by chemicals, pretty much driven by chemicals?
Everything in this world has to be driven by something. Self-driven cars are driven by machines. Animals themselves are driven by instinct. Humans are driven by thought. Simple as that. There's no... I don't want to be so... I don't want to say, like, there is no such thing as free will. But I think what people are trying to confuse with, like, you know, a reaction of chemicals is literally just, like, them over-analyzing how humans act amongst themselves. Is it because it's like, you know, you can't say, like, a computer that turns itself on is sentient, you know, or you can't say something along the lines of I'm trying to actually think of a good analogy for it. Is there are ways that you can manipulate people into doing what you want, and it's something that psychopaths, as psychologists and leaders of the quote unquote free world, do all the time. But at the same time, it's like
Chang, I think I have something.
it's something. It's like saying,
You mean those
why
conspiracy
does
nuts?
an
Very
electron
bad for
circulate
business.
around a
How much do they
nucleus?
know?
I'm not sure. They're hiding somewhere in the sewers.
I'm actually asking you that. Why?
Find out whatever
Because
you can.
of,
What they know, what
you
they
know,
want.
the
If they blow the task
electromagnetic
force's cover,
spectrum and
it's only a
just,
matter
you
of
know,
time before someone blows
the
up the task
positive
force.
protons attracting the negative alignment of the electron and just keeping it in that orbit.
Now, would you say that that electron chooses to be with the proton?
No, because it's just electromagnetic attraction.
Exactly. Is there such a thing as free will?
So you're saying there's not, in a nutshell.
I'm saying that the question itself is inconsequential, and it doesn't really have much of a purpose, because it's the same as asking why an electron circles around a nucleus. It doesn't, or it's a question that you can ask, and yeah, you can come up with a firm yes or no answer. Like, if you look at it strictly from a biological standpoint, then no, humans don't have free will. They act out of compulsions based on the chemicals that they're given. But at the same time, why are you even asking that question?
So you
We
argue
know
the
the reason
relevance
why
of
we
it.
act.
Okay.
I argue the relevance of the question in its entirety, because it doesn't really have much of a relevance.
I understand that.
It's like asking what exactly is going to happen if you strap a skunk to a rocket.
Oh man.
It's not going to progress science any farther. We already know the answer. It's going to shoot off into space and more likely than not suffocate. Unless skunks are secretly the superhumans of the world.
Skunks are gonna take over the world one day.
Space skunks.
You heard it
It's
here
amazing.
first.
No.
Well, real quick, catch you up to speed. There's some journalists that are trying to hack into the TF-29's database. We figured out where they are, and we're about to go confront them. It's a little side quest going on here. So,
Yeah, I remember this one. This dude is a bit of an eccentric, if I remember correctly.
yeah, he's one of your typical
Conspiracy theorists.
conspiracy theorists, self-righteous journalist, you know, all that fun stuff.
If I remember correctly, I think I threatened him, then killed him.
Yeah. I let him live in my playthrough, but since we're going a genocide role, I think I may just, you know, shotgun the place.
Kill everyone in sight.
Yeah.
We should lead with the population agenda.
Don't shoot.
Shit.
We're journalists.
Who invited the agent type?
Who are you? What do you want? Why are you here? You here because of the Dubai story? Or the article about the moon base? The clones on the moon base?
No, I'm here because that ugly ass hat.
here for Sam's dad.
I say as I'm wearing a red hat.
You wear goofy hats for fucking fun.
Oh yeah, you should see me this morning. I've come into this weird thing where I don't leave the house unless I'm like really dressed up. Like during stream, I'll kind of go chill because I feel like people will just kind of
Alright, you can start with that if you want.
look at me weird if, you know, I'd like am in a suit and tie for stream every day. But
Move on to why I'm here.
Hey, I'm not the
I've
one
come
with
up
the
with this
problem.
new thing that whenever I'm out in public, I'm always dressed up. So I was like, you know what? This morning I'm gonna do something a little bit more abstract.
What do you know?
I actually like wore my top hat and everything this morning. So
Little import company. I know there's more than boxes in the basement. We've seen agent types come in and out. The place is a curtain. The first in a series of many. Pull them all back and you'll find them. Tell me I'm wrong.
It's a dead end.
Right. Guys like you always come down here because of dead ends.
Fine. Then what if it's something other people are already looking into? If someone like you makes too much noise, that may compromise any chance they have of uncovering something bigger. Do you understand?
do governments have the right to classify information?
Depends on the information. Would the information lead to mass-wide panic?
Yes.
Then yes.
Okay. I'm just curious because I was reading an article about
I need you to stop looking
WikiLeaks, and it was some sort of Afghan documents that they had released like a few years ago, and it's kind of a debated article from WikiLeaks because, like, yes, it was like all these classified documents that were like supposedly wrongly classified, but at the same time, once they were released, all these, you know, Afghan groups and everything took those documents and basically turned it into a hit list. So it's like, well, yes, this is out in the open now, and, you know, the government isn't hiding anything, but at the same time, like 50, 60, 70 people are dead because of it.
Well, I mean, you have to think about it, looking at the government in proportion to the people as a whole. You have to kind of look at it as a parent with a child. You have to think about like what kind of information would be sent or would be decent enough to tell a child, and what wouldn't. Like, if you told the child that it would die tomorrow because of something, what do you think it would do?
Freak the hell out, I would imagine.
Exactly. So, you want to try to keep the child as calm as possible, while at the same time getting rid of whatever it is that's threatening them at the moment. But if it comes to the point of, let's say, like, it's for sure that the child is going to die, you have to try to coax them into doing whatever you need them to do. In an orderly fashion and as calmly as possible without hurting themselves. It's basically like trying to guide a blind kid through a maze of spinning saw blades.
See, this is what I like about you and having such a, like, biologist mind, is, ooh, do I actually get the shot to gun him down now? Oh, yes, I do. Cool. As I die. God damn it. Okay, let's try that again. That's one thing I appreciate about you and your biologist mind, is you can take everything situational. You're not, like, so principled that, you know, something has definite rights or wrongs.
Well, why should everything have definite rights or wrongs?
Oh, there are some people that are affiliated in that manner, but trust me, especially down here in the Bible Belt. If it goes against holy text, then, you know, is something 100% wrong.
Now, see, as far as I'm concerned, yes, I was raised in a severely Christian household, but that severely Christian household also taught me to research something if I had a question I couldn't answer.
Do I have grenades? P. Let's go with that.
You're asking.
So you're just gonna kill them
There
then?
we go. Yep.
What do you got for me?
It's a genocide route.
No one's going to be reading anything.
Not even gonna try to talk to them, huh?
Nope.
I'll cancel the
They shoot me
movers.
if I talk to
Let's
them,
do
so.
There was only one permanent solution.
Yeah, you got some good loot out of it at least.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, one thing that the society did teach me was moral ambiguity. It's like there is no real right or wrong things. It's more of just like how you look at it. So, I guess you could call that a good thing.
It's 50 Shades of Grey.
More like 5.
Yeah.
And as you get older, it slowly but surely dwindles. Until pretty much everything's the same shade of gray.
I think I'm the pessimist.
How do you say it's pessimist? Or why do you say it's pessimist?
Well, because, you know, under generic terms, you know, if someone was to say, you know, oh, everything's just, you know, shade of gray, nothing really matters. It's a very, like...
Well, I didn't say nothing really matters, I just said nothing's really right, or nothing's really wrong.
Yeah, okay, this is true.
See, that's the difference between your point of view and my point of view.
So what gives things value? Is it your individual thoughts on things?
Well, it more depends on... Yeah, for the most part. It's more of how I perceive them versus the morality of the public as a whole. It's like, do I think that the person next to me is someone I can trust in an emergency situation? It's a very high likelihood. If both of our lives are in danger, then yeah, I can probably trust them to help me in a situation. But if it's just me in an emergency situation, that's whenever it gets a little bit more sketchy. But if it's just them in an emergency situation, then yeah, they're going to be very trustworthy to listen to what I say. But if it, as far as goes like something bigger on a grand scale, as far as like wars and things like that, you have to look at it from like the perspective of each side. And I can already tell where this is going, but yeah, it's like you take a look at the reasons behind each side, and you sort of make a morality judgment there, and judge whether or not the war is necessary. But in my honesty, there have been a lot of wars in the past that have been unnecessary. But that's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing about war. It's such a broad thing that touches everyone's lives that, you know, everyone's going to have their opinion on it.
Get as close to the ground as you can. I'll take it from there.
I don't know. I was just wondering what, like, you consider to be values, because I don't know.
Like, as far as what's right and wrong?
Just like what makes something valuable, I guess you could say. Just because, like, the reason I have none of this really matters is just the fact that, you know, nothing's permanent. Because, like, once I die, you know, another 50 years, nobody's gonna, you know, have a passing thought about me, and in another 50 or 100, I'm not even gonna be a part of, you know, documents, unless they're, like, you know, stuck in archives that just happen to make it that long. You know, everything's just trending towards oblivion. So my whole mindset is just to go with what, you know, makes me enjoy life and what makes the people I care about enjoy their life, and that's the extent of it. Like, there's no morality compass to me. It's just like, are we all, you know, having a good time and being happy? Then that's, you know, the extent of my questioning towards it, you know? And with some things, is it safe? But
what other lies have you come to tell me?
So, what exactly is the question you're asking?
I'm here to see Soko. He's expecting me.
Which one?
I don't know. I need to formulate this a little bit better. I'm like trying to go into this deep, like, philosophical line of thought and play this game at the same time. It's like, oh my god, my brain.
To me, it sounds like you're asking two questions at once. You're asking whether or not what makes something valuable, while at the same time asking me whether or not something's right or
maybe
wrong.
I can help. What happened?
Like you care.
But as far as value goes, my thought is always going to be for the progression of the human race. As long as something can help make the human race go on longer, like even individual humans who procreate with each other, or even homosexual people who can take in people who have been rejected by their original suitors.
Well, I mean, even by biotech nowadays, even, you know, homosexuals are on the verge of, you know, having genetically bound children of their own. So, you know.
Dude, it's been genetically possible to make the male part of the human race extinct for a while now. But
I know this is hard for you.
But as long as, like, whatever the thing in question has a potential to prolong the human race, even if it's just one person that has a chance to live a little bit longer so that they can procreate, it has value. But if it's something that's detrimental to the human race, or it's something that has, like, potential to destroy humanity or the planet as a whole, then it's something that's to be considered a danger or a threat.
Your Interpol ID won't get you any kindness
with it. And I know that's a pretty broad spectrum, but at the same time, I'm a pretty broadly minded person. So.
Yeah, this is very true. So, just a random little bringing us to speed, we're supposed to be breaking our informant out of prison pretty much, because this whole sector is very, like, police state and anti-AUG and
Russian.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we're in a gulag pretty much.
If I remember correctly, it's either underneath those stairs or in one of the nearby buildings. There's a vent that you can go through.
Watch it. The cops are everywhere today.
Or I can just close.
Or you can just do what I did and just be invisible.
Yes, you're late, Interpol.
I know. I spoke to your sister.
But
Adela, is she all right?
Well, here's something I'll throw your way.
Yes.
Like, I was reading a book lately. I finished it like maybe a month ago or so, but it's called "Conspiracy Against the Human Race," and it pretty much could be summed up in saying, like, the premise of the book was life isn't worth living because suffering is something that is perceived by individuals, you know, as a byproduct of consciousness. So it kind of argues that, you know, consciousness itself is kind of an evil thing, and it's something that should be, like, eradicated, whether it be, like, you know, a slow, just no more children, extinction of humanity, or just, you know, just mass genocide. Like I say, it's saying that consciousness is an evil construct just because it allows beings to experience suffering and pain and all these negative emotions.
That's something.
I mean, it's a good. Go ahead.
Do you think that's like? Is that just like holy rock, and, you know, you can't focus on the negative stuff? You just, you know, have to focus on the positive and keep prolonging the human race, even though there is suffering and negative things to it?
Of that, I have no doubt.
Oh, no. Just focusing on the positives isn't going to get you anywhere. It's like, think about this. If you had something that was constantly chewing on your back, and you knew that eventually it would gnaw through your skin and eat its way into your heart, if you think that, well, maybe if I just go to sleep and wake up tomorrow, it's going to be dead, and focus on, like, going to work and everything and try to ignore it, how long do you think it'll take before that thing actually kills you?
Sorry, I'm kind of going on a genocide route here again.
It's fine. But, anyways, what was I saying?
Ouch.
What I'm saying is that if you just focus on the positives, you're not really going to get anything done. A good part of being, like, being progressive, not only as a human but also as a part of the human race, is being able to acknowledge like the issues that you have and the issues that the human race has, while at the same time being able to move forward. Like being able to accept the fact that, yeah, life does give you shit, and yeah, you do suffer every now and again. There are some people that suffer pretty much constantly. Why did you look at that flashbang?
I don't know.
You're an idiot. But
that's the wrong side to take over on.
It's like it's knowing, like, yeah, these things are gonna happen, but how can we move forward to avoid them? It's accepting it and moving on is how the human race does and needs to operate. And that's one of the things that will keep the human race forward, moving forward. And thinking that, you know, it's not, or thinking that, you know, the only thing that's going to happen is, you know, human race is useless, and that consciousness is just something that you should, is just a detriment to humanity, is not something that's going to help in this kind of situation.
It's not going to help, but is it a means to, or a justification to actually end ourselves, pretty much?
No.
Okay.
Because if you have the ability to come to that kind of solution, you should also be able to have the ability to find a way to get yourself help. So if you can't, so if you can come to that kind of conclusion, that means that you obviously are the kind of person that needs a little bit of help to some extent or another. But that's actually the end of that thought. Is it's like if you are able to come to that conclusion, then the next step would be to try and get some help, or at the very least, try and figure out why you think that way.
So there is, you know, okay, I kind of like your outlook on it, just because, like, you know, basically the answer is not, like, you know, cleansing the world of, you know, the consciousness. It's, you know,
why am I not surprised?
Fine-tuning it a bit more to actually just get rid of, you know, the negative attributes.
Well, just be careful.
I mean, that's pretty much what the theory of Darwinism is. It's eliminating the useless things and replacing it with things that are useful.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. I kind of like your outlook on that. I may have to, like, write a counter argument to that. It was just like a really good book, and it, like, really, you know, put into perspective that kind of mindset. Like, I'm not saying I, like, 100% agree with it, but, you know, it was food for thought.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with food for thought.
Yeah.
I like to think in a way that, you know, anything has a potential to be right, but at the same time, not every side of an argument can be right. There has to be a definite beginning and a definite end, a definite right, a definite wrong. But that doesn't mean that the way that I think is particularly right. It doesn't mean that the way that someone else thinks is particularly right either. It all just depends on, in the end, what kind of information we can gather and what kind of information we can gather and what kind of things we can do to figure out what the actual answer is. And you never really know until you actually do research. But the problem is that nowadays not very many people actually want to do research anymore.
Yes,
they just want to. They just want to. They just want to say they're outwardly right, and nobody else is right because I am right. And I'm not going to listen to anything you say because I know for a fact that I am right.
I think that, for some reason, that sounds like a familiar conversation that we have. Didn't we, like, kind of touch upon that with where we were trying to make a podcast and everything? Just how, like, you know, research isn't much of a thing anymore. It's more just splattering opinions on the walls. It's
something we've talked about in passing, but we've never actually, like, made public. especially not to an audience of people willing to listen to us. But
get used to it.
I
This is
think
how
whenever
we
we were
talk.
talking about that, I think whenever we were talking about that, we were also talking about like the difference between like it was something about social justice. I remember that much.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember exactly what.
Yeah, I got that twinge that I'm like, this has been discussed before, but I don't remember when or why or how.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Rucker talks about Organites like they're a different
Wait
race
for them
or
to split up.
Are their children born augmented?
As soon as the two of them turn their backs, you just take out this guy.
That's what I did in my playthrough. You just gotta wait for them to split up and take one with you. Hey, buddy.
Get their conversation done.
Yep. Yeah, come on over here. Come here, buddy. Oh, not enough energy.
Gotta
Shotgun
wait.
it is. Yeah, we'll go with AR for now. Good Lord, these guys take a lot of hits.
Yep.
There we go.
Well, they're also armored, if I saw that correctly.
Yeah, I believe they are. Go back to close quarters. That's one thing I like about this. Some of the dialogue in this game too is, if you notice, you probably didn't notice because we're chit chatting over it, but one of the discussions those two were holding was like, you know, oh, Augs have no rights because they're, you know, technically not human and everything. I know we've gone over all that, but
Mm-hmm.
I like that the game actually, you know, puts that into account as well.
I think this whole game is it's either based off of a book with a similar premise, or it's just a philosophy on like what classifies as human existence and shit like that.
Oh, guess I'm full on combat rifle ammo? No. What kind of bull malarkey is that? Okay.
You don't have the Augs to have that much ammo.
I guess. Oh, my inventory is just full in general. Okay. Let's pop some wine.
For a special occasion.
Yeah. Acting like I actually need tranquilizer ammo.
No. Hey, you could sell it.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. I don't know when the next time we're gonna meet a vendor is, though.
There should be a vendor in this town. So you could probably sell the stuff after you get over there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Oh, and I screwed myself over with that mine last time, so maybe I can pop it off prematurely. There we go.
Better aim correctly.
What do you mean? I'm the best FPS player out there that there is.
No, I'm the best FPS player. I played Doom.
So have I.
What's your point?
Oops.
We're not talking about you right now, are we?
Mr. Jensen, this is Otar Botkovere. I hear you are in the Utulek complex.
Keeping tabs on me, Butkerville.
Aren't you just going to attract more cops?
Yeah, I kinda didn't think about that. Wait.
Yeah, it's free XP. At least until you run out of bullets.
Yeah.
Umi, there is a shopkeeper named Gawa in the Century Market. I want you to eliminate him. How you take care of this problem is your business. But I expect you to keep your word.
You're literally just going to attract more guards, dude.
I'm kind of... Oh, hey, there was an art card on him. Hey, I didn't do that last time. I basically got in by chit-chatting up the elevator attendant. So this time I can just go straight in. Hacking software, I can't believe I missed that. Okay. Circumstances. Okay, into ARC headquarters. Okay. So I can just go straight to ARC territory now. Yay.
Yep. Good job.
All that killing was not for naught.
I just knocked everybody out my playthrough.
Yeah.
I went for the pure pacifist assassin run.
Yeah, I think I have to go up these stairs. Or maybe not. I don't think I've been up here, actually. Give me some goodies.
Crafting parts to make more multi-tools.
You know, I haven't actually made any multi-tools yet. I probably should. At least try it out.
It could be useful.
Yeah.
Especially if you get across something that's too fast for you to hack.
Oh, and I do have 6 praxis. Good lord. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but I couldn't remember if praxis was like a collectible item or if it was like an upgradable thing. Like,
It's your level
you should
up
probably
stuff.
upgrade your hacking ability while you're thinking about it.
5. Yeah, let's go with that. Just be sure that we can do all of that. I don't know. Stealth. I do want to grab the microassembler while we're here.
So, Adam versus RoboCop, who do you think would win?
I don't know. I don't really know much about RoboCop in all honesty. Have you watched any of the
Take a wild
RoboCop
guess.
films?
I have not.
I'm just gonna say Adam because I like Adam Jensen better. Just from like the general like grip on the story that I have.
What do you think, chat? Who would win? Alright, Adam versus Doom Guy. Who would win?
I argue Doom Guy.
Just because he has a full arsenal and unlike Adam, he doesn't have to reload.
Yeah. In the new Doom, you have to reload, don't you?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
I could have sworn you did. Okay. Apparently it's been a little too long
In
since
Doom
I played
3.
Doom.
In Doom 3 you had to reload, but
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of?
not in
I
Doom
don't know.
2016.
Okay.
I've played plenty of Doom. No.
You've churned through enough in these past few days.
Yep. Well, I haven't touched it since the weekend, but then again, I don't usually have that much time.
Can't help.
Okay, so
Though
we're
I
gonna
did have
to-
plenty of time Tuesday because someone decided to sleep through stream.
Wonder who that might be.
I'll give you a hint. I was awake.
It was anarchy, wasn't it?
Machiavelli.
Definitely anarchy.
The problem with the Umbrella complex has been taken care of.
Good. I look forward to hearing the details.
You know this was a shop,
I will have
right?
to wait because I have other urgent matters keeping me busy.
Yeah, but I had to kill him in
You
order
could have
to...
sold your shit first.
True. Well, I'm loading up the save anyways. I have to kill him to make the casino dude happy. So
yeah.
I think it's
you have
good
to kill him to make Machiavelli happy.
Yeah.
So, but you still could have sold your stuff first.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. Have a little chit chat. I don't even know what that was.
If this were Skyrim, you'd be able to kill him and get your money back.
Or Divinity, for that matter. Your chaotic run.
In Divinity, you could literally just steal your money back.
Pickpocket.
No, there was a glitch you could do where you'd basically just have them sell you back your money. Well, that was original Divinity. Can't really do it in Divinity 2.
Yeah. I miss doing that.
Yeah. I miss Divinity 2.
Yeah. It's a slow game, but it's kind of fun. Just having a little party.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm all the way back here. Damn it.
Long get fucked.
Pretty much.
This is what happens when you don't save a fucking game!
Definitely be putting the rageful end card on this one. Whenever we recorded end cards, I actually saved some of your rage outs just for, you know, shits and giggles.
For the future, stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, because, you know, there were some recordings where you're like, you're supposed to say goodbye.
Yep.
I don't know. I will forever apologize for my voice acting ability.
It's all good.
Oh, wait, we're going over this way. I think. How did I... Oh, there we are.
Remember to sell your shit first.
Yeah. I know this is like a much more higher concentration of buildings, but it kind of reminds me of like Diamond City, how everything's like that metal paneling.
It's Diamond City. Is that Fallout 4?
Yeah. Diamond City.
I thought it sounded familiar, but I played maybe like 5 hours of Fallout.
Oh, I played through that whole thing. I know some people shit on Fallout 4, but oh man, well, hence, you know.
You probably need to talk to one of the other guys, dude.
Can't help
Maybe?
you. See the man with the toys.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to talk to the man with the toys. But, can I just...
What about the dude in the very back?
It's just another bodyguard.
See the man with the toys.
Okay.
I guess you have to kill him then.
No, because I went into dialogue with him in my playthrough. We saved, so I don't have to come all the way back here.
Maybe it glitched out.
Can't help.
Let me load him in, see if that will... 10 out of 10. Oh, man.
Beautiful game.
As always, as always.
Soma all over again. Can't progress past this point because we don't know how.
Yeah.
So you just give up on the game and I take over.
readjust during the wedding scene.
Yeah. Do we still only have... Is it still just you and me? I can't really tell with my thing.
I think it's you, me, and Commander Root.
Yeah.
Why you know work? Why you know talk to me?
Because he's not in the mood.
Apparently not. Oh wait. Okay, for some reason, wherever I like shot cops, it like X'd out his whole like talk to, you know, Louis Gayoy or whatever the fuck his name is.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why. So. Oh well.
Machiavelli, it's Jensen. Your problem in the Udalek complex has been taken care of.
Good. I look forward to hearing the details. But that will have to wait, because I have other urgent matters keeping me busy at the moment. I will call you back shortly.
Ouch.
Why are you fighting the cops? Why don't you just get out of there?
There's no survivors. Shit.
More cops are going to come.
It's just these two, I think. I was expecting the Damon Dio one there. Nothing to see here. Alrighty, and then there is... I have security rating 5, don't I? Oh,
no,
it didn't.
You didn't. You forgot to re-upgrade.
Oh my god. Okay. Assembler. Turn off the lungs.
Oh, shit!
I love the soundboard.
Oh man. Capacity. Yeah, we'll go with capacity. How about that? Oh. Oh, I'm already out of praxis. Never mind. Never mind.
You think he's making the right decision, Joe?
So wrong with my decisions, huh? Huh?
You're not making the right ones?
You know, this is going to be one of those instances where I throw this back at you. Who's holding the controller?
It should be me. Isn't that right, Joe?
Oh my god.
Trace program initiated.
See, Joe agrees with me.
Access granted.
Let's see. Neuropathy. Yeah, I think that's it back here. Oh. The fuck was that noise?
Don't worry about it. Actually, you know what?
That's where it was. Oh man. Let's see. Okay, so we are supposed to go through here? Oh yeah. Okay, there we go.
We got one. Patrolling the market.
Can we just... yeah.
You must be the welcoming committee.
Cut to the chase on this one.
I am Marchenko, and Marchenko
He is more of a guardian.
He's trying to get your attention, Dio.
Let's say, may I help you?
That is a pity. What a man reads can tell you more about him. Can I give you a little friendly advice?
So since I'm Dio, do I have to, like, you know, make you into JoJo one of these days?
No, you just have to make sure you do this. What is it?
Sure.
There it is.
Go home. There is nothing for someone like you here.
You like tried to imply something.
I know this place up ahead.
No, it's something that actually happens in the anime.
Wow.
Sometimes those get cut.
I still need to watch that. Like, I don't know. I'm so torn because first of all, there's like, you know, the two different animes, and then on top of that, it's like they don't correlate with each other at all. I noticed. So.
Tell that to the cops down below.
Because I like watched the pilot for each one.
Well, it's like, if I remember correctly, it's like each season takes a different Joe.
Breaking heads, making their mess, and we have
It's like Joseph Joestar, and then there's like Jotaro Joestar, and stuff like that.
Interesting. I don't know. It was just
It's not right what the police are doing.
a bit jarring to see, like, you know, the old like 70s, 80s anime with, you know, adult characters, and then the next one I watched, like the 2012 edition or whatever, it's like two kids. I'm like, okay.
to take up the fight.
You make it sound like you're in a war.
It is a war.
Oh man.
There is a moment coming, and it will be soon, when all of us will have to choose. Anyone who does not will just be in the way.
He's like a kid. He finds like a toy that he loves, and he won't stop messing with it for like the next 3 weeks.
It's not advocating armed revolt.
Here and now, brother, it is the same thing.
What you're talking about, that's terrorism.
It makes me happy. Just imagine what I can do whenever I can actually react to this shit in real time.
Oh god.
Like your friend Rucker.
I can only imagine, like, that's gonna be like the second thing you buy is like just one of those massive like panel soundboards.
Strong, intelligent, principled.
So tell me, wherever you do get a PC, are you gonna get like an actual table for it and actually be a civilized human and get furniture?
He talks and people listen. Is that enough?
Okay. Still noted. I do.
Respect anyone with principles.
Just shut the blinds while I'm at it. Oh, cause this.
That's a particularly long one. Holy shit, it's still going! Wow! That's a really long sound clip, I like that.
If that was your recruitment speech, I gotta tell you, it sucked. The way I see it, all in tide's turning against you. Bart has made itself public enemy #1.
Yes, it may seem that way.
May seem that way.
For now. Until then, Sergei. Be careful in there, Shiny. Huh? Nasty rumors of a wrench getting scratches on his finish will scare the tourists away. We'll be seeing you.
Oh man.
What can I find from Jojo or from Dio?
Give him a message. That's useful. What am I, your fucking secretary now? Jensen, I thought you were back on track.
I am. But I need you to run a name through Eileen. Victor Marchenko. Got a feeling about this guy.
Fine. But remember, you're there for Rucker. If he's behind these attacks, everyone else will fall in line.
So how do I even use those kits?
Multi-tool?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Does it say in the menu? Use anti-security hacking device when fired at any device. Oh, so it's like a fire thing. Weapon wheel?
I believe so, yeah, you have to equip it to the weapon wheel.
Oh. Single use, huh? Boop. I've got to remember how to do this.
I can't remember. I think you just had to go around, didn't you?
I think it's in here.
There's like a ladder or something that you have to climb.
Yeah, I like climb up the sideways van. Okay. Quick inventory management, because I'm sick of my inventory being full. Pistol, let's see. Don't need stun gun ammo. Let's see. Still want those. Get rid of the pistol for now.
Quick pause break.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, man.
The time stop sound.
Mm-hmm. I ain't jack to the squat in this thing. Okay.
Of course not.
While we're down here, is the battle rifle like a sniper rifle? Eh, kinda. It's like just your semi-automatic rifle.
It's just a little bit more precise, I guess.
Yeah. More damage.
Probably a little bit
less
more
fire
powerful.
rate. Yeah, I'm sure it is. That's what most things are. Of that nature.
I will be right back. I gotta hit the bathroom.
Okay.
Keep Jet busy while I'm gone.
Okay. I mean, I will if I can figure this shit out. There we go. Do you think he's gone yet? Okay. Now we can discuss how much of a piece of shit Jay is.
You think you can, but you can't because I still have the microphone. I just have the microphone muted.
Oh, man. Me plans be
I'm
failed.
omnipresent, motherfucker.
Yeah, what I meant to say is all hail Jay. All praise the omnipresent Jay. The master of the stream for the moment. Although he has no hardware. He doesn't know how to use his phone either. He's kind of like those old men that just buy a smartphone just because everybody has smartphones nowadays. You know, everybody has to like be like, hey, here's how you do shit. Yeah, how do I get there it is. Mm-hmm. There we are. Still get Diamond City vibes from this place. Like, I know it's very subtle Diamond City vibes, but still there. Go all the way up. Or maybe not all the way up, maybe a little bit over.
Chicane, I'm in ARC territory now. That flyby show you anything?
First section seems to be a mass storage area. View ahead, looks like ARC has repurposed it for living quarters. Or barracks, maybe.
Sokol, calm down.
Don't tell me to! Don't tell me to calm down.
This piece of shit. Probably do like my playthrough and murder him first.
To bring them here, but I refuse.
Who?
Interpol. They're coming here.
The police know what happens to them when they come here.
Not the police. Interpol.
Interpol. God forbid.
Relax, Sokol. If Interpol needs to learn the same lesson we taught the police, we will be glad to teach them. We will go to any lengths to protect Talos. Now go. Go keep your eyes
Talos.
open.
I wonder if that's like some like mythologically inclined name. Talos. Doesn't sound like something somebody just come up with. Or maybe it is, and I'm just making myself sound like a fool. Maybe here in a second we'll get Jay to chime in on that. Of course we have to talk to him.
Sokol.
Boże, it's you.
Turning me into your friends? That was the last mistake you'll ever make.
Yoink. Nice lungs, you prick. Food stockpile. So, oh, just regular ammo. Okay. Just about to say I don't think there's anything in here, but there it is. Ooh, I didn't see this on my playthrough. Buddy. Shit. Oh, shit.
Oh my God! Shit! We're in this together, Father.
Are they coming? Maybe not. Oh god, you don't even check the room. I mean, I'm glad you're not, but still. Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess I can go with the battle rifle for now.
Hey!
Oh wow, that does have some punch to it. Hello. Oh shit. yeah. Just swap this on over. Or not. A little bit more health going here. We're already compromised anyways. Ouch. Take cover, you fool. There we go. Nice. Okay. I mean, I'm here. Where am I supposed to be going? Am I just going up at this point? Maybe? So, but what? Oh, hydraulic pump. Okay. Don't mind if I do. It's like, watch me get stuck here. Ouch. Oh, hello. Load real quick. Battle rifle. Fire in the hole. With those couple shots, good lord. Come on, peek out. Peek out. Sucker. Hmm. Got plenty of pistol ammo. Let's rock this thing for a second. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I don't mean to keep shutting this door. Oh, hello. Hey, come here. Worry about if I die straight after this. Maybe I just need to lose my wanted level? I know it's not called a wanted level, but it's fundamentally what it is. Just loot everybody while we're at it. All the credits. Not that I would talk to like a single merchant, but you know, 'tis what it is. Okay, I have no use for machine pistol ammo at the moment. MP ammo. I'm such a fucking hoarder, so this makes it immensely difficult. Definitely need painkillers. I don't even know what Typhoon ammo is for, so let's get rid of that maybe. No, no, don't need machine pistol stuff. Quit being such a hoarder, Dio. So am I supposed to keep going this way? I guess I am. I don't know why my map updater isn't updating, but you know. Guess we'll roll with it. I'm gonna stick with the pistol for now. Oh shit. That's what I meant to do. I'm surprised those shots landed. Don't mind me and my pea shooter. Oh, you can shoot cameras. That's good to know. I don't know why I didn't think that would be a thing, but... That's not anybody. Well, it's down here. Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Jensen, how's it going down there?
Still working my way through the living quarters.
Picking out a place for you and the missus?
You really need to look
I
up
could
that
see it
scene.
now. He's settling down, growing a great rusty beard,
So shy.
raising a few toasters.
Should take her out on the road, she can.
What's
So
that?
where do we leave off?
You're cutting out.
Well, I just murdered everybody in here. And... my map updater isn't working. So I don't know. I'll just hang tight and see if clearing out my search
Do you remember what your
percentage.
mission was?
Well, we're going up to see the leader of ARC, and, you know, you can either stealth through or kill everybody like I did, but, you know, there's like an elevator that we need to take, I believe. And, like, even whenever I go in and go to the mission, let's see, did it fly by?
Did you hit the button?
I mean, there's not a button here.
Or did you go to the wrong elevator, maybe?
I mean, I haven't just yet. Oh, I thought it updated because it was above me. Come on. Okay, let's see if I can do this by memory. Or, does the map show anything? Oh, wait. Okay, so I can go up the stairs one more time. Because it's on level 2. So to the right? Is that what I'm getting from that? Yeah. That's a turret. That's a turret. That hurts like... Oh god, where did I save last?
Good job, dumbass.
I was like, oh, a camera is looking at me. It doesn't matter. I was like, oh, that's a turret. That's a turret. Well, everything come out smoothly?
Hopefully. Everything's coming up Game Explain.
Game Explain?
Yeah. Some term I heard on the stream somewhere.
Somewhere over the rainbow. I don't even know. Maybe. Don't mind if I do. Boop. Boop.
Chicane.
Still not updating.
I'll transmit them as soon as I've finished my coffee.
Don't leave me hanging, Chicane.
You just worry about getting our man. Be careful. He's dangerous.
We'll see.
There we go. Now it updates. Good lord.
Of course, after you get on the elevator.
Yeah, after I know what I'm doing. And here's the leader of ARC.
I'm sure you'll understand if I don't take your word for it.
As the customary final request of the condemned man, please do not kill any more of my people on your way out.
I mean, they're
Their
already
only
dead.
crime against you is their loyalty to me.
You don't seem surprised to see me.
I'm not. After the train station attacks, I knew it was only a matter of time before they sent someone. Please, sit.
This isn't a social call, Rucker. I'm here to take you in.
Our mandate is to fight for the rights of the augmented. Communicate our message, offer assistance. The ARC is a non-violent organization.
That's why everybody shot at me wherever they came in.
Alright, then this should be easy. Come with me, answer our questions, and we'll have you back here in plenty of time to film your next sermon.
I'm not a fool. If I surrender now, I'm never coming back. Once you have me, you intend to make me disappear. But I
I'm
will
debating
not
whether I
let
should
the
move my
soldier
camera so I can actually see the
My people and I will resist you.
dialogue thing.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm more
Being
than
able to actually see what you need.
I'm a symbol. That is why you wish to erase me. If martyrdom is the only way to remain a symbol, then even my death
I'm confident.
is preferable to my evaporation.
You said you don't want any more of your people getting hurt. But if I have to bring you in by force, I will. And they're gonna try to stop me. There's a better chance of avoiding violence if you come along peacefully. You have my word. I will do everything I can to see that you are treated fairly.
How dare you speak to me of peace and fairness? You assaulted innocent people to get in here and kidnap me on behalf of masters who hide in the shadows, manipulating, controlling, and murdering without the courage to proclaim their convictions in front of the rest of the world.
Okay, so I saw most alpha there, so...
You're not any different from them, Rucker. All of you rely on armed men while spouting your rhetoric from behind the safety of a camera. If you want to prove the strength of your convictions, confront your enemies face to face.
Well, you seem to be more than the unquestioning brute I took you for. It is refreshing to hear that kind of passion and idealism in other people, particularly after everything I've experienced lately. I have been patient and understanding. I have taught my people non-violence and waited for the rest of the world to follow that example. I have had faith in humanity, and humanity betrayed me.
Follow your example. History has shown that anti-other movements always spring up in times of chaos and fear. Before deciding to become the symbol of the cause, you should have made sure you were prepared for it.
I thought I was. I thought I could. God help me, someone had to do it. This is a very precarious time for the movement. These attacks are making everything worse for us. My leadership position within ARC is being threatened, and I suspect the two might even be connected. Please, go back to your people. Tell them to give me 48 hours so I can attempt to resolve the internal conflict.
I'm sorry. If I go back empty-handed, I'll just be replaced. Probably by someone more eager and less sympathetic. Coming in now is honestly the best thing you can do for everyone.
Yes. I suspect you are right. But can you understand this? If you were to take me from here, you would be responsible for more than my death. You would be responsible for my effacement, the ruination of the Augmented Rights Coalition, and the perversion of everything it stands for.
The bottom line hasn't changed. If you come with me willingly, there won't be any violence. You now have the choice. Choose the non-violent path.
You know, dialogue is a little too easy in this game.
Yeah, well, it helps the story or the narrative along.
Yeah, it's just true.
I cannot watch any more of my people die. Not on my account. You have asked me to trust you, and so I will.
Yay.
Before we leave
like
together,
it means anything.
There's something I must show you. I suspect there's a power struggle.
Oh, I can hack into the safe.
Some people inside
I wasn't able to in my playthrough. That's why I'm like, you know, going hard and heavy with the hacking this time around. Well, partially because of your recommendation too, but
and until recently, not even that.
You get a lot more access to pretty much everything in the game once you get your hacking all the way up.
Mm-hmm. I do the same thing in Fallout, like max out hacking and lockpick skills, just for the sake of curiosity.
Why give it to me? Why not keep it, present it at your interrogation?
Because if my suspicions are correct, and I am seen leaving here with you willingly, I may not survive to present my evidence.
Silver tongue.
Somewhere down there, hiding in plain sight, is your real terrorist.
Yep.
I was trying.
He knows he's gonna die.
To find out who is responsible.
Rucker. Rucker is
Jeez.
Come again.
I'll fill you in when I see you. This is where exactly?
There's some greenhouses near your position. Load them as it clears. Chicane out.
Oh man. Son of a bitch.
I did time that pretty perfectly too, though.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied.
You know what? Can I just
Multi-tool it.
yeah. Never knew the choice in multi-tools till now.
Exactly. That's why I always make sure to keep a few on hand.
Yeah. I forget that he has nothing but the tranquilizer stuff.
Yeah. Well, he's a pacifist. So.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
This is merely showing that he actually is true to his word.
Cool.
Son of a bitch.
100. Unlock. Hey, another useless triangle.
All right.
That still pisses me off that that app's not a thing anymore.
You got a Praxis kit though, so
yeah,
you can upgrade your shit at least.
Shit.
Should upgrade your fucking phone. Upgrade your phone.
My phone.
What was that?
I don't know. Come closer and check it out.
I love it whenever that happens in stealth games. What the fuck was that?
It's like, I don't know. Come see for yourself, buddy boy.
Yep. Already starting that tank build, huh?
Yep. Deck that out real
Not
quick.
even putting any points into health, huh?
Is there points in the health?
I'm pretty sure there's points you can put into health.
I think it's the heart, actually. Yep, maximum hit points, health regeneration. Okay, I'll start working on that next.
Yeah.
It's all health and
It's like the heart and
fashion.
the bio cell, the battery next to it are the two things you want to prioritize.
You see that?
Yeah. Okay. I need some biocells. That much is true.
Or you just need more liquid in general, or
Yeah.
max liquid.
All in due time. Oh, real quick, this is where my playthrough on my end ended, because I got into this corner by the stairs that we're about to go by. I threw a grenade,
glitched out.
and I guess just the whole effects of the grenade, and there was like 7 or 8 enemies that like blew up with the grenade. It just crashed the whole game. I was like, oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Like, I legit had to, you know, send in a report about it and everything.
Like they're really gonna patch this game this late.
I mean, never hurts.
I'm going.
That was a miss. Come here. Ouch. Ouch, what the hell was that?
Get fucked!
Pretty much. Okay.
Shot you point blank with a shotgun. So that's what that feels like.
That's what it feels like to be raped by a shotgun.
Well, the way you were dressed, you were clearly asking for it.
God.
It's like you were asking to be shot.
Peekaboo. Boop.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo.
Oh. Hey there. Credits? What do you have? I like how he just like nudges her over. Come back this way.
Get out of the way, I'm trying to die here.
It's a police drone. Where did this go?
That's where you were supposed to go if you were trying to take the stealthy route.
And if I had Icarus jump, because I feel like that would kill me.
There might be a way for you to platform through it.
Of course, save's unavailable too. Well, it's like we're going the hard way, boys.
Yep.
Oh, the whole market's looking for me, I think. Let's just cancel out this search real quick.
Yeah, because I believe this is the base of operations for everyone.
Oh, the drones aren't friendly either. Okay.
Why would you think the drones are friendly? You're in a restricted zone.
Yeah, true. What am I doing anyways?
Getting the fuck out of there.
Get to the extraction point. Okay. So I'm kind of going the wrong way. Just kind of.
You had just enough energy to get there.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, it's coming back. Okay. Fill that up again. And poop. Where am I going?
Man, it's really looking hard, isn't it?
I just don't know where I'm going. It shows... Oh, down there. Okay. There we go. Thought I saw somebody down there. Well, actually, I never did, but... Let's see.
regardless of how many of them you kill, I can guarantee you that whenever you get onto the plane, there's going to be shots firing at you.
Oh yeah.
All I do is walk around.
Jensen, the meter's running. Where the hell are you?
I'm on my way, Chicane.
Well, step it up.
Well, chill the fuck out. How's that sound? Combat rifle. Throwing fucking grenades at me. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm so glad I did not jump off of that.
Well, I mean, technically you would have made it to the extraction point.
Action sequence.
Yep. Prepare to see guns firing.
It's him.
The leader. My name is Eve. Eve Jochemtroth.
I don't even remember his name, to be honest. Hey, boss man.
If I remember correctly, there's some pretty sweet goodies in this area that you can hack around and mess with now.
Yeah, well, especially now that I'm upgraded.
Level 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think someone being paid to manipulate Ark killed him. Someone in his crew. Rucker told me Ark was being set up, but the real terrorists were hiding in plain sight.
And was he wearing a tinfoil hat when he said this?
The man was devoted to bridging the divide between Augs and Naturals. He knew that every one of these attacks just drives the stake in deeper, and that the only way to fix things was to pull that stake out. He said he had evidence to prove Ark's innocence. He was ready to come in and talk to us, even though he knew it meant risking his life.
What evidence was he referring to?
Who's Vega? Is that who Alex was with and everything?
I believe so. So probably best to keep it.
Yeah.
He was killed before he could say.
Well then, there's no use theorizing.
Because at this point, I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
What about Victor Marchenko?
I ran that name through iLink and got back a blank page. Why? You got something else?
Maybe.
Nothing more than a gut feeling, so far.
Well, I'm sorry, Agent, but I need more than that. Christ. What a mess. You know word of Rucker's death is going to spread, don't you? And when that happens, the head of state police assures me Golem City will become a war zone.
I read that as Gotham City to begin with.
That happen.
Doesn't help that this dude talks like fucking Alfred Pensworth.
As for you, Agent,
I still have a case to solve, and I know exactly where to start, Director.
I can't let that happen, Batman.
To analyze that DSD I gave him.
the one you took from Razika?
Why couldn't you save him back then?
After that, I'll go where the evidence takes me.
If you were really Batman, you would have shaved everybody.
Whether they're augmented or not.
Get a move on before this case gets any colder, and keep me in the loop. Let's go,
Okay.
Chicane.
Generic footsteps.
Yep, stock sound footsteps.
Alex, tell us Rucker's dead.
What?
Poisoned, I think.
Holy shit, man. Rucker was the voice of the augmented.
Oh, hey,
People
it's
loved him
nighttime.
for it. When word of this hits,
Yeah, I think every time you complete a major mission outside of the city, you come back to a different time of day.
Miller's gone to meet with state police.
Kind of cool.
Could be our chance to determine his loyalties.
He lives near TF-29. You want us to search his apartment?
Oh.
Not us. Me. You keep digging into that VersaLife break-in.
Oh, dude, that glitched out sign.
Yeah.
If I'm right,
Is that something?
Was poisoned.
Yes.
Might be connected. Jensen out.
You should totally look into it.
Okay.
After this dialogue ends, anyways.
Yeah. Hello.
I have found you. Now you must find me, Adam. Please, help.
Okay.
Adam, you there? You're not gonna believe this, but Vadim Orlov is in Prague.
You're kidding.
I wish I were. 6 months ago, he got an augmented expert's visa and has been coming and going periodically ever since. Border Control logged him in this morning.
That was the secret mission I was telling you about.
Okay.
How did you not see that your first playthrough?
Street, second floor.
I'll check it out.
I don't know. We're just now like reaching the other end of my playthrough. Sure.
I have
let's go do
another
that.
delicate matter that requires.
Should upgrade your phone.
I thought we were even.
My phone? You mean myself?
Yeah.
Don't know why you're calling myself a phone, but you know.
Because it's a cell phone.
We will be even when I say so.
Have you been like waiting to deliver that for like the past 45 minutes?
Mrs. Godley,
No.
the owner.
Okay.
I literally just came up with it on the fly.
I understand she has a problem named Dominique.
Let's get this straight. I'm not a cleaner for the Diwalis. Why don't you send one of your own?
Why? Because I am telling you to do it. And who mentioned killing? Just meet with Godley and mind your manners. She's a powerful woman.
Okay, now that guy's getting on my nerves.
Yep. That's what happens whenever you're in the mob, man.
Yeah.
Starts out with small shit, then turns into something bigger.
How to get up there? Oh, wait.
Garages, maybe?
Where does this go?
Need to find a way to get up.
Anything movable in here? No. That's not anything. Nope. Okay. I feel like I'd. If I had enhanced
There's a
legs
reason
or
why
something.
this place exists, is Dio.
Exists. Let's see, what else is on our to-do list? Points of interest. I want to check out that secret mission that you just showed me. I'm immensely curious about that now. HMFC.
How are you?
I'm just curious as to how you missed it.
I don't know. Does it only show up right there and then?
No, it shows up throughout the area. That's how I got the feeling that it was a mission.
Oh, okay.
Because it follows you around. Because she's literally searching for you.
Yeah.
Let's see your paperwork.
Here, enjoy.
Smart ass.
Snack time.
ID check BH847. I see. Thanks.
I see. Thanks.
You must think you're something special, eh? Get the hell out of here.
I am special.
Of course I'm special, I'm the main character.
Yeah.
None of your business.
take the natural train if I want.
Yeah. Did you play the original Deus Ex?
This is my only exposure to it.
Alright.
Do you have something to add that pertained to the originals, or just curiosity?
Just curiosity. I mean, we usually ask that somewhere along in the playthrough. Like, what's your previous experience with X game?
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
These are impressive credentials, but not impressive enough for you to pass as a natural. Don't do it again. Go on. Get out.
You know, people keep telling me this, but there's no repercussions for it lately.
Really, no. I wonder if there's an achievement for riding that train all the time. Is it titled Rosa Parks?
Oh, man.
Hey, I just want to check your doc.
There's another way to get around this, I feel. Oh, can we, like,
More
drop
likely
in on
not.
the dock? And do our little augment thing, maybe?
Possibly.
Oh, buddy. Can we overclock, please?
No, you may not overclock.
Oh, okay. I was like, is the elevator even going to come for us? The workshop.
It's gotta load.
Don't mind me. I'll just check your neuropazine for the moment. That's a hell of
I'm
a
guessing
door.
that's like some sort of drug.
Yeah, I think it's like, you know, mechanics-wise, it's a health item, but, you know.
Yeah. Either that or it's some sort of like psycho stim for OGs.
Oh, hey. We need to go to a merchant at some point, too. Sell all this useless shit.
I keep telling you that, and you keep refusing to go.
Yeah, I just get caught up in what's coming next. Well, I guess we can't visit the dock because I didn't even see him.
I think he's in the next major area.
Okay. And how are we gonna speak? Hello?
Possibly through Messenger.
Maybe. Oh, okay. That's a cool little icon.
Yep. Kind of reminds me of, I can't remember her name, but I'm pretty sure it started with a B. No, that's Balmung. Someone from Dot Hack.
So you're saying that this is like a throwback to it?
The icon, at least. Now, see, my interaction with her was a little bit different because in this area, you have two ways of meeting her. You can either meet her like this on a computer, or you can meet her in a area where you can actually like see her and interact with her.
Another area. Is it like these?
Yeah, because there were two areas that popped up.
Oh, okay.
One of them. So which one you went to decided like how you talked to her.
Okay. Throwable bowling ball. I just want to throw the bowling ball while we're here. Yes. Okay. Okay. Before I get sidetracked any farther, let's find a shop. I feel like there were more merchants around here. Maybe it's not this particular area.
Come on, you know how this goes.
I think you can open your map and see. There was a shopping cart.
If you don't want any surprises, you might.
Yeah, there's two over in that corner, but
Shut up, Clank. I want your papers, not your opinion.
I feel like there's supposed to be a cop in front of us.
We do not want trouble. There is no need to start any trouble, yes?
You sure you don't want to see anything else?
Why? Why do I break games?
Ha! You didn't save either, did you?
I think it auto-saved it whenever we talked to little Missy, but, you know, no promises.
You wanna just see how far you got and then just call it there. Try this again next week.
Oh yay, it did save whenever we talked to her. Thank God. I don't know. What are you in the mood for?
I'm in the kind of the mood for ending the stream a bit early.
Alright.
Kind of want.
That'll work.
But this has been Controversial Opinions and Hardcore Philosophy with Jay and Dio.
Oh yeah, get used to it. That's my only thing.
Yep. Talk to y'all later.
Let me at least load back in. Make sure it's actually gonna come back. There we go. Okay. Main menu. Okay, I almost said tomorrow at 6, but I caught myself. Be Monday at 6 next week. If people show up, there's Jack Diddley Squat here. But, catch y'all later.